What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've made my way down to Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Volvo of Greenville, and we're going to take a look at the 2020 Range Rover Velar SV Autobiography. Huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Definitely check out their website, that will be in the description below. This one is finished off in Santorini Black. It has an MSRP of $101,000. Also, don't forget, for this month we are doing a GoPro giveaway. More details will be later in this video. Under the hood, this has a 5-liter V8 engine. It's only paired to an 8-speed automatic with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine will produce 550 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 502 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,500 RPM. It is all-wheel drive. Weighs around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds with a top speed of 170 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 21.7 gallons, you can expect to see 15 miles per gallon in the city and 20 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 113.1 inches. Its overall length is 189.2. It has a width of 76.1. Its height is 65.6 inches, and ground clearance measures in at 9.9 inches. This also has an approach angle of 29 degrees, a breakover angle of 24 degrees, and a departure angle of 30 degrees. Starting up front, this comes with LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. It also has LED fog lights, which are nicely integrated in the middle section of the bumper here. The DRLs have a really cool pattern to them. You'll see there's a circle design on one side with a line just above that. And then the outer side of the housing also functions as the LED turn signal. So it's really cool how those illuminate when the headlights are off. Just below the fog lights, we have more mesh to provide even more cooling to the engine, along with functional air inlets on both sides. This will help maximize the aerodynamics of the vehicle. As we make our way to the center grille, you'll see the same design in the mesh with large cutouts both on the upper and the lower section. In the lower grille, there's also a forward-facing camera, along with parking sensors and sensors for the adaptive cruise control. We have the Land Rover badge on one side, along with Range Rover on the front section of the hood. And then on the rest of the hood, there's very clean lines that run throughout it. Moving to the side, let's start off with the optional 22-inch wheels. These have a 5 split-spoke design to them. They're finished off in a dark gray, which has a really nice contrast against the black. Just behind that, you can see the red brake calipers. They measure 15.6 inches in the front and 15.5 in the rear. You'll see a nice trim piece on the back side of the quarter panel and on the front section of the door. Just gives it a really cool look. The side mirrors are body colored. They're power folding, feature the integrated turn signal, and there's a camera underneath each one as part of the 360 camera system. This also has flush mounted door handles. It's very cool to see that. You just push the button on the front of them, it will automatically deploy, allowing you to easily open and close the door. And then if you push on that button again, it will automatically lock and the power mirrors will fold in. You can see around all of the windows is a nice black trim piece. The roof rails have also been blacked out as well. This has a full panoramic sunroof, and then there are very clean lines that run down the side of the vehicle. You'll see a distinctive line running at the top section of the taillight. It goes just above the door handles and all the way through that trim piece to the headlights, and you even have some more contoured lines on the lower section of the door. And finishing off in the rear with the body colored spoiler and the integrated third brake light, you'll notice the wiper blade is nicely hidden up underneath that to help improve with better visibility. This has LED taillights, your standard backup camera with all the parking sensors that run through the middle section of the bumper. This offers a power liftgate. It has a quad-tip dual stainless steel exhaust and a towing capacity up to 5,500 pounds. That's going to wrap it up for the exterior walk-around on the 2020 Range Rover Velar SV Autobiography. Definitely an awesome SUV to check out. I love it being blacked out with the gray wheels, just gives it a really cool look. One thing that I wanted to mention on the key fob, you can turn on and off the headlights here, so if you're approaching the vehicle at nighttime, you can easily find which one is yours, which is a cool feature to see. But with the vehicle locked now and the key in my pocket, I'll just walk up like I just showed you earlier, push the button on the front here, it will automatically deploy out, and we can go ahead and open it up. Starting off on the door panel, you'll notice it's covered in white leather with white stitching. It has a really cool look. There's a brushed aluminum trim piece that separates the two, along with brushed aluminum on the release handle. Down below, you'll see all of your window controls, along with your lock and unlock and memory seating adjustments, along with the side mirror controls. Has a very nice grab handle just behind all of those. This has a 17-speaker Meridian sound system, and you'll see a beautiful finish on the speaker on the top and the bottom. And then down below in the middle section of the door, you have a good amount of storage space. Let's go over the two-tone design of these leather seats. They have a really nice design to them. There's a black bar that runs through the center, kind of tying in the black to the white inserts. They are heated and ventilated with multi-way adjustability. Very cool pattern that runs down the inserts as well. You can see the headrests have some extra cushion to them to give you a little bit more support, and then really nice bolsters run down the sides. They easily have a good amount of support up around your back and then a little bit down by your thighs. But as we move on to the steering wheel now, it's completely covered in leather, both solid and perforated. It has really good notches on both sides. And then behind that, we have the aluminum paddle shifters. They have a really nice feel to them. Moving on to all of the steering wheel controls, as you can tell right now with the vehicle off, there are no controls that are shown. It's very nice how it has a clean look to it. But if we go ahead and start up the vehicle, you will see all of them appear along with the center screen kind of pop out towards the driver. So it's very cool to see that. On the right side, you'll see all of the cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings, along with your lane keeping assist and the heated steering wheel. Off and to the left side, you'll see your Bluetooth and voice commands, and all of these will control the 12.3-inch gauge cluster. Off and to the left side, you can see your miles per hour, along with your tach on the right side. Engine temperature and fuel gauge are down at the bottom. We can look at the driver assistance, so you can see your collision avoidance, your steering assist, speed limit awareness, and other functions like that. You can go into your trip information and look at your display, so your display layout, units, your off-road information, things like that. We have your heads-up display, so you can configure everything with that. We can scroll over to vehicle settings. You can configure your exterior lighting and other comfort features. We have more vehicle information like your tire pressure, your oil life. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see the electronic parking brake along with a dimmer switch for the gauges and the power liftgate. There's more leather off and to the left side, along within the center of the steering wheel, gives it a really nice look. And we have a nice fabric that runs along the A-pillar and the headliner as well. You'll see the heads-up display just up front. Right now it's showing your miles per hour, along with what gear you're in, and the speed limit sign. There's more leather that covers the entire dash with 2 air vents just below that. And then right in the middle, we have the second screen. This one is 10 inches. This system is very easy to go through. Right now we are in the home setting, which I just clicked on this button to the far left. You can see navigation, media, and phone. We can scroll over to a lot more features like your voice commands, your valet mode, your cameras. You have eco data, Bluetooth, your 4-wheel drive, and ambient lighting. So you can actually control this screen. Right now you can see it going away from us and then coming back to us. So whatever works best for you, that's very cool how you can do that. We have the navigation that we can pull up full screen so you can see that. There's also a back button off and to the left side. We have your phone, you can go into your radio, your Bluetooth, we can pull up the camera. Right now we have the top-down 360 view. You also have a trailering system that you can use with the camera, which is very cool to be able to do. So right now we are looking at one of the side mirror cameras. We can go out of that and click on the back camera. So now we are looking at the rear-facing camera. We have the backup camera with the camera on the driver's side mirror. We can bring up the front camera and the rear camera at the same time. And then off and to the right side, you can turn on and off the parking sensors, along with some driver assistance here. We have parallel parking, perpendicular parking, and exiting the parallel parking. So that is very cool if you want to be able to use those. And then down below that, we have a third screen. This is mainly for all the climate controls, but it can do some other functions as well. Just by going into the climates, you can see you can adjust where you'd like the air to go. You have the power right in the center there, and then we can control between the front and the rear passengers. You have heated and ventilated seats, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, along with a massaging feature. So you can easily place where you'd like it to go just by clicking on that. We have a couple different settings that you can go through. If we just click on this blank switch right in the middle here, it will go back to the radio, and you can easily adjust that there. We can go over to vehicle. You have a lot of different driving modes to choose from. The first mode is dynamic. Then we can go into eco. Clicking on the third one here is for comfort. We have grass, gravel, and snow. The next one is for mud and ruts, and then the last one is for sand. And then you can adjust the adaptive suspension just by using these buttons on the left side and the right side. You will automatically see the vehicle go to the highest setting, or obviously all the way down for easy exit and entry. Off and to the left side, we have the engine start-stop feature along with a downhill assist control. You can adjust the exhaust between normal and sport. And then clicking on this helmet here, up top, you will see it pop up where you have the engine, gear shift, steering, and suspension. So going into steering, you have comfort and dynamic. Same with the engine and gear shift. Just underneath that, we have a lap timer along with a G-force meter. And then the last one will show you your live throttle and brake response. You can see the temperature adjustment right in the center. And then if you push on this, that will go to your heated and ventilated seats. So right now they are unventilated. Turning them to the right is heated. So that's very cool how they are multifunctional. You have a few more buttons in the center, along with the power and volume for the radio, and then a couple more down below. Now moving on to the gear selector, with my foot on the brake, I can rotate it to the right side. That will automatically put us into reverse. You'll notice the side mirrors will automatically fold down as well to give you a little bit more visibility. We have neutral drive. Pushing it down and over to the right side is sport mode. Just behind that, there's a little bit of storage space with a 12 volt and then a cup holder off into the right side. And now with the vehicle locked, you can see that everything is black and blank. All of the switches are gone. It has a really nice clean look to it. The gear selection has also dropped down, giving it a very flush look. So it has a really cool look when everything is off, same as you saw on the steering wheel. As we make our way to the leather wrapped center console now, you can open these individually. So we have the passenger side, and then doing this on the driver's side, you have a 12 volt and a little bit of storage space, along with 2 USB ports in the back. These are very comfortable armrests as well. And then as we make our way over to the glove box, you have all of the room for everything that needs to go there. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. Very nice two-tone pattern to them. And then up top, this does have a full panoramic sunroof. I can go ahead and adjust the sunshade right now. Of course, you have all the other controls up top, along with the frameless rear view mirror. Now hopping into the back seats, let's start off with the door panel. You get the same attention to detail as up front. Very nice to see that. I love all of the finishes on the speakers here and all of the leather and the gloss black. Down on the outside of the seat too, this does have power backrest. So you can adjust these seats forwards and backwards. As you can hopefully see right now, I'm going all the way back. Behind both front seats, you have a little bit of storage space for anything that needs to go there. And then with the front seat set at my height, 5'10", I definitely have plenty of leg room and room in front of my knees. And then I have about 4 or 5 inches above my head. So again, plenty of room in the back seats. And then right in the center here, you have everything for the climate controls for the back seat passengers, along with the heated seats. So it does have that option for the outer 2 seats. And then as we make our way to the center here, you have your armrest along with 2 cup holders right in the middle. And then there are also 2 USB ports in the back side here. So if you need to use those, you have the option to do that. These seats also have a 40-20-40 split to them. So along with the armrest right in the center, just up underneath the headrest, you can pull on that and fold the entire seat down. So if you have anything that needs to go through and you still have 2 passengers, you can easily do that. And then both seats will also fold down as well, giving you a 60-40 split. And obviously you can fold down the third seat there. Gives you plenty of room into the back area there. And now it's time to go ahead and take a look at the rear trunk space. I'm just going to push on the electronic button up underneath Range Rover there. This gives you about 20 cubic feet of storage space with the back seats up, and then when you fold them down, it opens up to about 50 cubic feet of storage space. So there's definitely plenty of room. Off and to the left here, you have a button to help with the load height. So just by pushing on one of these, you can easily raise or lower the lift height here. So if you have anything that needs to go in, it will make it that much easier. You also have a handle on this side where you can easily fold down the seats from back here so you don't have to walk around. And of course you have it on the other side as well. There is this cover here that you can remove if you have any larger items. You also have a 12 volt and some hangers as well for any bags, groceries, anything like that. So definitely plenty of room. And then up top we have a grab handle and we can easily close it up. Alright, so getting the Range Rover Velar SV Autobiography out on the road now, the first thing that you'll notice when you hop into this SUV is how luxurious feeling it is. Everything is so premium feeling. You have leather covering virtually everything, nice piano black finishes when all the screens are off as I showed you. You have leather on the door panel, it's on the side here of the steering wheel, even the seats. I mean, just everything is covered in something that is very nice. Even the paddle shifters are finished off in aluminum. And you have really nice buttons on the inside here as well, even on the gear selector itself. So everything is just very, very premium. I love everything that you touch here. Definitely has a nice solid feel to it. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. Coming around this turn here, you can feel the weight of this vehicle for sure, but coming out of these turns here, wow, does that sound good? Definitely has plenty of horsepower. And the fact that this can take some turns going at speed is very impressive for the weight of the vehicle. It has the adaptive suspension to make it a very comfortable ride, but also to absorb going around these turns as well. I do have it in dynamic mode right now. So just by going to this lower screen here, I can easily toggle between that and eco mode. So if I come to you'll even see it in the center screen here as well. It shows the vehicle, an actual picture of the Velar and a little bit of blue. But if I go to eco mode now and give it the same amount of gas that I just did, you can tell that it takes a lot longer to get up to speed. It cuts throttle response just a little bit more, obviously to help save on MPG. So let's go ahead and put it back into dynamic there. I'm going to use the gear selection and put it into sport mode, but we are now using the paddle shifters down into second gear. Woo! And that exhaust automatically goes into the sport exhaust as well. Woo-hoo! You never think that an SUV sounds like that. It sounds so good, very deep in the tone there. But we are coming up to a sharp right-hand turn. Drop it into second. This will get a better feel for the weight. Wow. So going around that turn, it actually carried its weight very, very well. I did some S-curves earlier, but that sharp right-hand turn, that was very impressive. So with it still in manual mode here, the paddles are very responsive. As soon as I click on it, it's in the next gear, both on the upshift and on the downshift, just like that. But anyway, let's move on to the overall visibility. This is quite a large SUV. It's not a third row vehicle, so it's not extremely long, but visibility is very easy to see in any direction. A-pillars are very small, forward-facing visibility is very good. And then a glance over your left and right shoulder. The pillars aren't too bulky, so you can easily see all around. And then that rear glass there looking out of the rear view mirror here is very easy to see all of the traffic. Talking about the ride now as I go over some of these bumps here, obviously with the adaptive suspension, you really don't have to worry about it being a harsh ride by any means. It's going to easily adapt and conform to the road or the terrain that you're on to give you the best possible ride. So it's been very, very smooth and quiet on the inside. I have no complaints with that. There's no wind noise, there's no tire noise. It's what you would expect from a Range Rover. It's a very excellent daily driving car. I also wanted to touch base on the 3 screens in here. You have a ton of technology, but it's also not too confusing at the same time. Basically, each one has its own separate layout. So while there's a ton of technology, everything is pretty straightforward and easy to use. I've been with the car for a couple hours today, and it's been very easy to go through everything and kind of figure out everything and where all the different settings are. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive in the 2020 Range Rover Velar SV Autobiography. Once again, huge shout out to Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Volvo of Greenville for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be in the description below. Also, don't forget, for this month, we are doing a GoPro giveaway. All you have to do to be eligible to win is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on videos. That is your entry into being able to win the GoPro. At the end of this month, we'll pick the video with the most comments and pick a random winner from that video. And that's all you have to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.